Greetings. Okay, so this is me. I'm just recording this video again because I really didn't like the quality of the first time. And now I've got different control interfaces, which are, well, should make this actually easier. I've gotten used to walking around with this Xbox controller now, so that's kind of a bonus. So here's my gray cat. This is so that I don't actually have to hike the full mile to get down to the other end of my hangar. As you see, it goes down there a long ways. But there we go. So the Xbox controller is actually pretty nice. I mean, that's interesting. So yeah, the tour of the ships. I've got these are the trainer ships. There's the military S7A, 300i, and the pickup truck. We're not so interested in those. We're more interested in things like over there, the Freelancer Max, and the one that I'm doing here is this one here, the Avenger. I gotta say, at this point, it's actually a toss-up between the Freelancer Max over there and the Avenger as to which one is actually my favorite ship. This is definitely my favorite single-seater, and that is my favorite multi-crew ship. I love the fact that it's got 4 engines and a huge amount of payload and blah, 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 blah. Aegis Avenger, here we are. So, we do have a really monstrous cannon on the front. It's a nice big Gatling gun. And we've got drop pods, which give us a spot to put in missiles if wanted, if needed. And then we've also got 2 outboard lasers as well. I believe those are the sucker punches that this ship comes with. The ship very much is in the design of a airplane, a fighter, but it doesn't look all that big, but it's amazingly roomy inside. My main problem with this ship is those wingtips. They angle up, but at a weird angle, so all it's going to do, like, see if we go out to the front, you can see the tops of the wingtips. So all that's going to do is, if you're in an atmosphere, that's just going to create drag. So, another thing to look at is right up there by the cockpit on either side, there's those, I can only call them extrusions. We're not really sure yet if those are weapons or if they are sensor probes or what. I would kind of like to think of them as weapons because, you know, they're in line with the pilot's head and everything, so that could be cool. Another thing about the Avenger, this is the single-seat Avenger, the prisoner transport one. The 2-seat Avenger actually comes with a ladder right there that comes out, and another one right there that comes out to facilitate actually getting into the ship. Now, the single seat does come with that ladder, but it doesn't let you take it out yet. So the only way to get into the ship is by going around the back. Nice. Got a big engine in this ship. And yeah. Okay, so around back we got to crouch to get in here. Okay, So here we are. It even says mind your head, but for some reason half of that disappears as soon as you stand up. As I said, prisoner transport. We've got prisoner transport units right there, but I don't see a way to actually squeeze somebody in there if they're conscious, and if they're not conscious, then you gotta get them standing up in there anyways, so that's gonna be a pain regardless. So okay, I just closed the door there, so let's close that up. Okay, so this is our main cargo area. I'm assuming that we can actually take these 4 pods out for the prisoner transport, which would give us the amount of cargo that actually says. According to this, we can have 32 cargoes. I don't know if that's cubic meters or what, but yeah, we can have 32 cargoes in it, so I'm happy with that. Okay, let's go into the next. This is a locking door. It spins, it opens, and you crawl in. You will notice that the floor is considerably higher than the last floor, and that means that, sure enough, I am ducking. See, it looks huge in this room. So, but yeah, since it's a prisoner transport, it is a locking door, so you can make sure that prisoners can't, come up and attack. This is your bed that I don't believe the 2-seater actually has. I think this is just a large cargo area in the 2-seater. You can hit use here. It opens up your bed. You can see the nice screen and readout and all that. And it's got a heater. We can hit use and hop inside there, and look at that. Our feet can watch the TV, but we can't. Could have planned ahead a little better there. Anyways, let's close up that. Okay. And proceed. Okay, we do have more space over here. I'm guessing this is for food and incidentals, like change of clothes or whatever. Although, I don't even know if you change your clothes in this game yet. So, let's proceed on to the cockpit. See, nice. Yeah, there's a hook there. You may have noticed the joysticks there. They both swung up to meet you, and there are rudder pedals down there. It's got a pretty basic layout for the cockpit. There's nothing special, nothing that isn't needed pretty much. And the one thing that is amazing about this cockpit is how much you can see. I mean, this has the best view of any cockpit around. You can see my 300i, my Freelancer Max, but you can see the ground like almost right beside the ship. I could park that Grey Cat super close, and you'd be surprised that you'd still be able to see it. In the Hornet, you can't see, like, if the Grey Cat was parked that far away from the Hornet, you wouldn't be able to see it. It isn't there. So, like, the fact that you can see, and it's completely unobstructed, but oddly enough, in this, I don't feel as out in the open as I do in any of the RSI ships, like the Aurora or the Constellation. For some reason, the Aurora and the Constellation, it just makes me think that I'm hanging out in the middle of space in a glass bubble. And this makes me feel more like I'm in a fighting ship, so I do like this dramatically better. So that pretty much in a nutshell is the Avenger. I could give you all the stats on it, or you can look them up. It does say that there's 8 TR wind thrusters, and there's, let's actually go out so I can, my main problem with the 8 TR1 thrusters is that, okay, got a duck to get out here. Okay, so we got one there, one a little bit behind it, which kind of doesn't make sense. And it's also a little bit, the top one's a little bit outboard of the bottom one. Like, I would think that these should be more lined up to give better. But, and here, so we've got a thruster here. Oh wow, you can see right through the ship behind the thruster there. But yeah, we got a thruster here, and then it's up at the back of the cockpit on the top. So this thing's going to want to point down, nose down, a lot more than it's going to want to nose up. And another thing, they could have made the thrusters more efficient by moving them outboard. Like, they're pretty much in line with the probes beside the cockpit there. Whereas if they had them outboard, like even at the base of the wings, like as far out as this one is, then it would permit a much higher roll rate. But I guess they didn't, so that's, yeah, those are TR1 thrusters. The main engine's a TR5, and yet factory engine thrust, okay. The max primary thruster is a TR5, but it comes with a TR4. It's got 2 Joker Sucker Punch distortion cannons, which apparently are a ECM type. They're electromagnetic pulse EMP weapon. You get 1 Kruger Thunderstrike T21. That's the Gatling monster from hell. And you get 2 size 3 underwing missiles, so class 3s, which apparently are infrared. That comes standard with 2 size 2 Talon Stalkers, which are infrared. So, yeah. What else does it say? Max power plant size is 3. Basically, this ship is like the 300, but more so in just about every regard. To the point where actually when they were making this ship, this front landing gear was actually stolen directly off of this ship. So, yeah. But I would say that this ship is just that much nicer. So anyways, that would be my review of the Aegis Avenger, and thank you for watching. This is Feck out.